Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along to this inaugurational meeting in my campaign for re-election to the District Council. Now, this is what democracy is all about. Me, the councillor, coming face to face with you, the punters. Now, I'm not going to try the neck to dazzle you with the brilliance of my rhetoric. I'm not here to make a speech or bum a load or nothing. The object of the exercise this evening is for to have a meaningful dialogue between civilised human beings. Sit down and shut your face. Sit down. You'll get your shotty. If you've got a question, raise your hand, state your name and address, and in the case of that young lady there, your phone number now. Darling, just joking. Could we have the first question, please?
Douglas Adams, 36 Kelsey Seat Road.
Yes, Mr. Adams.
What are the councillor's views on the criteria used by the government to determine the level of the rate support grant to local authorities?
Did you say 36 Kelsey Seat Road?
Yes.
You'll ken Bill Peters, he buys the 38. You ken Bill? Give him my warmest regards. Thank you very much for your question, Mr. Adams.
What about the rate support grant, councillor? Have you any views on that?
Yes. I do have views on that. Next question, please.
Councillor, we hear a lot about corruption and graft in local government. Now, I ken for a fact that your 16-year-old nephew has got a pensioner's concessionary ticket in the buses. So do you think that's fair?
Nothing unfair about it. His little brother's got the same. But since you have raised the question of morality in public life, I am well aware that there's a lot of allegations being put about by a number of alligators that my wife was expecting when we got married. It's not true. The bairn was 3 years old. Yes, aye. A gentleman there in the baldhead and the reed nose, yes.
Councillor, a question about housing.
Housing, yes.
Now, my granny is aged 83. Now, how can my granny get a low door?
How can your granny get a low door? She's not a dwarf, is she? Come on. Something better than that. Come away. Yes.
Councillor, your election circular describes you as Alexander Swick, PhD.
PhD, yes.
Now, does PhD stand for Doctor of Philosophy?
No. Peter Heath. Peter Heath, the place of my birth. And then, when I was 3 years old, my parents got a shift, because they were cutting down and stuff at a prison.
Your father was a warden?
No, my mother.
Would you therefore agree, councillor, that you're not a true Aberdonian?
Do I hear the voice of prejudice and racism? Raised here in Kitty Brewster School? I would have you know, Squire, that in this great country of ours, a man is not to be judged by his place of birth, his race, creed, or colour. Now, there's a cheeky man at your back, that question. Come away, hoo-flung dumb, come on. Would I be right in thinking you're a member of the catering profession? You are a professor of nuclear physics. I see. Well, now, Professor, what is your issue about?
Old Chinese proverb says, money a mickle, mak a muckle.
That's not a Chinese proverb. That's your proverb, man. Bloomin' chick. Bloomin' Chinese coming over here, pinching our proverbs, taking our chip shops, jeopardising the livelihood of our own native-born Italians. Bloomin' disgrace. Next question.
Councillor, it's been proposed that a section of Aberdeen Beach should be reserved for nudists.
Far are you?
Over here, Councillor, over here.
Oh, yes, the gentleman in the dirty raincoat. Yes. Your question again, please.
What do you think about having private sections of the beach for nudists?
Nudists? Well, there's a few ways of looking at this. But there is a fair measure of agreement between the two major parties, Councillor Colley and myself. We think the pair of us should be sent on an all-expenses-paid study tour of the nudist beaches of the Mediterranean. Now, this would not be a skive at the ratepayer's expense. We would both have very specific briefs. Yes, one last question. Gentleman there with a very natural-looking wig. Yes.
Councillor, I'm anxious to know what your political affiliations are. Now, what is the significance of that rosette you are wearing?
This here. I haven't been able to get it out of my jacket since the League Cup final.
I started as a labourer, and every day I got my orders for the gaffer, and it was often, 'cause he was in a position, you see, to tell me exactly fit to do. But rare I thought, fit offer rare, if I could be a gaffer too. Then I got on for gaffer, but then the clerk of works would come and geese an order, and it was murder, 'cause he was in a position, you see, to tell me bluntly fit to do. But rare I thought, fit offer rare, if I could be a clerk o' works. Promoted to be clerk o' works, I found it up above. The manager dictated, and did I hate it, 'cause he was in a position, you see, to tell me precisely fit to do. Fit rare I thought, fit offer rare, if I could be a manager. Then I got on for manager, fa could badger me. The managing director, he would hector, 'cause he was in a position, you see, to tell me politely fit to do. Fit rare I thought, fit rare to be a managing director. I'm the managing director now, but now that I'm the boss, there's a shop steward that I defer to and say sir to. Now he's a labourer here, and he tells me exactly fit to do. Fit rare, fit offer rare, if I could be a labourer.
Hello, welcome once again to the Beech Grove Garden, where, as you can see, it's a lovely day.
Right, there's just been the one shower of the day. It started at breakfast time, and it is still going on.
Now, we would like today to deal with what many people regard as the most important part of any day in the garden. The fly cup, your cup of tea, the tea break, call it what you will, Now, George, you're a man that's had a putt by fly cups in his day.
I have. But it doesn't matter. 4 more fly cups you've had in your time as a gardener. Every one is a new experience.
Now, we realise that many of our viewers will never have had the nerve to have a go at their own fly cup. So, George, what would your advice be to the beginner?
Well, as in all aspects of gardening, preparation is the key.
Preparation. Now, is the preparation for the fly cup a dirty job?
Well, no, it's a clean job really, because it's just washing your hands. Because working about in the garden there, your hands do get real full. Working, we are young.
Yes, I think the viewers can see all that's happening now.
Right.
Now, when we wash our hands in preparation for the fly cup, what would you recommend us to use?
Well, of course, there's a lot of very good proprietary substances on the market nowadays, but I still prefers soap.
Soap? So, now is that easily obtainable?
Oh, you can pick it up anyway. In any hotel bathroom. And you can even buy it.
Good, well, no problems there, so hands are now clean.
Right.
What next?
Well, this is where you get your equipment together, because you've got your kettle and your mug and your teapot.
Now, not a saucer.
No. Yes, saucer. As you can, Jim, I used to take my tea out of saucer. And so did you. But we was bare tilting it to eat on the television.
Right. Well, if we can get the brolly down now, the rain seems to have eased off.
Aye.
Well, if I could pick up the story from there, the next step is to fill the kettle with water, heat it to a temperature of 212 degrees Fahrenheit, then pour the water from the kettle into the teapot, into which you've already put 2 tea bags.
Aye. Now, of course, there's a lot of very good pre-packed bags in the market nowadays. I mean, both Typho and Fisons do a very good bag.
Well, if you've followed the procedures we've described so far, you should now have a pot of tea.
Aye, now, of course, this is a different kind of pot for the other pots that you use in the garden.
A very good point, George. Yes, this is
Aye.
not a common or garden pot.
No, it's not a garden pot at all. Because a garden pot has got a hole in the bottom. And if you try to use a pot with a hole in the bottom, oh, that will be nice for hot your tea at a time. Oh, no.
Well, thank you very much, George, for that very useful tip. Well worth bearing in mind.
Aye.
Now, well, the tea is now ready to drink,
Aye.
although some gardeners do like to add some bovine lacteal fluid
I do this.
and some crystalline sucrose granules.
Aye.
Do you do that, George?
No, I prefer milk and sugar myself.
Well, we can move on now to the second essential element of any fly cup, and this, of course, is the piece.
The piece.
The piece?
The piece?
The piece.
The piece.
Now, George here has left his piece in another part of the garden.
I have it. I think we might just take a timmer hour
Another
Jim,
hour?
and see how my piece is getting on top of the cold frame.
Very good. Well, George, your roses doing well?
Aye. Oh, aye.
Where did you get your roses from? Was it Anderson's?
No, Anderson Drive.
Now, that's a fine show there, the pink and the blue. What's that?
Oh, no, that's a sweet peas, that.
And behind them, the green and the yellow. What's that?
Oh, that's a top one with stockhead boss.
Well, here we are now at the cold frame, and here we have George's piece.
No, it's a very good example, this, of a piece. It's a slice of loaf, and it's spread evenly with butter and jelly. Now, that's the jelly on top of the butter.
The jelly on top of the butter.
Jelly on top of the butter.
And over here, you have another slice spread in exactly the same way.
I have it. It's just exactly the same, Jim.
And what's that for?
Oh, no, that is in case you're hungry.
And is that slice from the same loaf as this one?
Yes. In this case it is, but it doesn't need to be for the same loaf. And it gives you a choice because you've either got 2 jelly pieces or 1 sandwich.
Well, thank you very much, George. And as time catches up with us once again, the sun comes breaking through, always a welcome sight for any gardener.
Aye, I've said it before, Jim, and I'll say it again. Give me sunshine.
Off Holborn streets lightly, as kids we would gather nightly at a chip shop unsightly. 'Twas called the Ashvale, supreme among chippers when we were but nippers. Aberdonians and Glasgow trippers patronised the Ashvale. Oft have I stood in a queue for a mealy pudding. They were something with which you couldn't find one single fault. I've never seen ony white pudding sae bonny. Nae wonder Egon Ronnie approved the Ashvale. In the 50s, big Rona, the wife of the owner, oh my, what a prima donna, she ruled the Ashvale. A powerful figure, she wielded with vigor a large bottle of vinegar as she dished out the chips. Is my recollection obscured by affection? Were the chips not perfection served at the Ashvale? Peeled with a blunt scraper, deep fried in a cloud of vapor, then wrapped in the evening paper, or the news of the world. Courting couples were rife there. I proposed to my wife there. The decision of my life there, outside the Ashvale. I met her on Sunday, I phoned her on Monday. That evening we rendezvoused at the Ashvale. But it's gone now, what folly, like the Playhouse and Andrew Colley. These are blows to the quality of Northeast life. That chipper that I went till, I may be too sentimental, but I'm sad that a continental Kerry Oot is now there. Each year our rare species of chip shops decreases, and the latest of these is the matchless Ashvale, one of God's masterpieces. Farewell, the Ashvale.
I was expecting to... Where'd you come? Was the...
Ah,
Yeah, the boy. Thingy.
oh, him.
Aye.
Gee whiz, I hadn't seen him for... Oh,
Oh, well, neither had I.
who's he doing?
Oh, Negret.
Secret?
He used to be
Aye, across the road for...
Well, he Fair blow to this copybook here.
That's so.
Oh, he made a rash thing, me out.
Did he?
Oh, aye.
He couldn't have been there very long. I would say he was only there about,
Oh, near as long as that.
and he's really got the.
Oh, I don't know. This is what he was telling me. Box wax wedges. Good night, sweetheart.
Oh, you shouldn't have laughed.
You shouldn't have laughed. Okay, okay.
You know, I'll tell you what I'm sorry for.
Huh?
I'm sorry for his,
Oh, but she left him by that time.
Did you?
Because he'd started messing about.
Oh, never have. I mean, she used to shack up with you on.
Well, she was still checking out with you.
Well, he wasn't afeard, was he?
He was not.
So what did he do after that?
This is what he was doing now. Then he tried to start up his own.
Did he? What about?
Well, Ken, along the road for on the corner for there's a little.
Oh, it's him it was in there with. Well, but he couldn't have been there very long either, because it was 10 hour by the.
That's right. That's right.
By the thing, me.
Aye.
And then it was 50 Comet hit it.
Aye.
And we can't what happened to him.
Aye. Because we was bad at his.
That's right. Just a week for.
Oh, no, it was a week after.
The week after, you're quite right, the week after. But why did I think it was a week
Well,
before?
a week before was a week at the.
Ah, well, what happened to him after he hit the.
This is what he was telling me. Then he got in
And we found.
and we.
Oh, I did hear that. That's right.
And then, of course, they went.
They went it on.
And of course, he had to sail up his
Course.
belongings.
Aye.
And he couldn't keep up with
Of course he
So
couldn't.
the dinner wise.
It didn't take that away. I mean, that was his hell.
Ken?
So, what's he doing now?
This is what he was telling me. He had to move in with his.
Oh, never have. I mean, she's got 5.
6. The last one was twins.
But she did him in.
But she didn't, man. She didn't, man. Well, you can't fit to say. Fidget got thicker and thing me.
You never said a truer word.
Well, but I'll need to what? Cheerio stand.
Cheerio, Stan? I'm no Stan. I thought it was Stan who was speaking about.